It's always hard getting started when you move because you're just kind of starting back at ground zero, just even with doctors and therapists and everyone. This move from Georgia to Missouri was particularly hardest on our oldest daughter. She'd made a really good friend, and it was really hard for her to leave her friend. But on the flip side, when the kids came to us in Georgia, they were coming into our home. But this move provided us the opportunity of this is now our home. It's our family's home.
The Post-Adoption Contact Center is a resource that Bethany Christian Services developed in order to ensure that adoptees and birth family and adoptive families had a resource to call, someone to talk to about concerns or questions related to post-adoption, and connect them to local supports and resources.
The demands that the military places on a family are just really intensive. There's a lot of time away. There's a lot of time that you just have to process, and just sometimes you see your family kind of moving on and growing without you, and that becomes hard. So it's hard to rebound from those moments, to come back and take your military hat off and put your dad hat back on.
We adopted our boys in December, and he deployed in April. So Jonathan was 2 and Jay was 9. So they had barely known him as a father, barely known me as a mother, and then he leaves. And he was gone for a full year.
But when you come back, immediately you want to jump into that dominating, leading the house, and you start making these rash decisions really quickly, and your family's kind of grown for a year.
We didn't figure out how to parent together before you left.
Right.
So I had kind of figured out how to parent in general without him.
And my toes up.
The Post-Adoption Contact Center is in a unique position to be connected with a lot of services across the United States. So if a military family is looking to relocate to another area and might need some assistance finding a support group or an adoption competent therapist, or even just to connect with a local agency, then the Post-Adoption Contact Center is available to help do some research and help them get connected ahead of time so they have a successful move.
I would say discipline techniques has been the major thing for us. People with biological children don't get when our kids act out and just spank them or correct their behavior. And it's not always that easy, because most of the time there is something underlying that happened in their past that's causing them to act this way now. And the same techniques that you might be able to use on birth children or even an adopted child that you have had since infancy is not going to be effective with children who you've adopted.
Therapy is typically sought when somebody is trying to heal a hurt. Somebody's trying to grow through a trauma or through some event that they've been through. Parent coaching is much more specific to, we need some assistance in coming up with alternative ways to approach a behavior. So in parent coaching, the Post-Adoption Contact Center can be on a phone call or a Skype call with a family and talk through, what have you done, what's worked, what hasn't worked, getting to the underlying issues, and then trying to find an approach that's going to be more effective. While our Post-Adoption Contact Center isn't available to meet face-to-face with all individuals, our services are available via phone, Skype, and email to communicate with families, do an initial consultation that is free, connect them with local supports and resources, and do a follow-up to check that those resources are meeting their needs.